600 fungal mold
Yeah.
and like 40 mordite or something like that.
That's right. Which is crazy.
5
The
animals,
600
5
fungal
animals.
mold could be a task to find.
Unless you're growing it.
Right.
I would dedicate a room to it. But if you think about it though, so like before, every unit of insulating gel that you would do would be 44,000. Okay. And you would have to, in order to do it, you would need 40. So you needed 40 and 40 to make one, I think is how it worked.
Yeah.
So 640, you can now get 288,000 units. So I think like realistically, like it pretty much like factors the same. So if you have a big enough farm that you can get on one yield 600 fungal mold and the mordite, well then in that one session you've just made 288,000 units. So you know, by the time you go to the terminal and trade it, or go to the space station and trade it and get back, you know, you've already got a, yeah, you can do it one more time.
You can grow mordite too, can't you?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Really, there's no sense in growing it. I mean, it takes up space that you can use, because all you gotta do is kill 5 animals, you got 40 mordite. You know, and that's the small animals. That's 8 apiece. So, mordite is not something that's hard to find, really.
True that.
I mean,
True that.
I would still grow it though, because you only need 2 plants to get 40 mordite,
yeah,
and it grows every 5 minutes.
yeah, it's fast. Not as fast as glass, though. Glass is still by far the fastest.
Really? I thought that used to be slow, didn't it?
Yeah, not anymore, man.
Oh, that's kind of cool. That actually helps.
Yeah, it pops up. I mean, I'll start with the glass, grow that, and do my little glass. By the time I get done with everything else, I'm doing it again. You know, I don't even leave the
You didn't
plant.
pick it up? Hidden, has that stream started yet?
Yep. We are live.
Awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and embarrass myself while we're live.
Okay.
I turned the microwave on because I put my lunch in there, and I got my lunch ready, and then I turned the microwave on, and it was on for like 40 seconds with like no food in it. So like I walked in the kitchen, I accused my mother-in-law of like removing it, and I was like, "Did you just take this out the microwave?" And she's like, "No," and then started laughing at me.
Beating you up, man. Oh, there you go.
This planet that I'm on, I'm not sure if anyone's got their screen up, but I've never seen a frost planet with like yellow trees like this, and this many. It's kind of tripping me out.
I think I'm gonna redo my base and go find me a planet that's hot and grow selenium outside, man. Because that's the hardest thing is to grow, and the longest to grow.
So that's to me the hardest thing so far is trying to find a new planet, because there's just so many good ones. It's just like it's actually hard to like find one now that I'm happy with.
It's just a good planet. I'm on a star bulb now, and it's just too easy. You know, there's no threat to anything.
Right. I'm on the hunt for glyphs. I think I've got 4 of them. I think I'm on 5 right now.
Wow. You just look on YouTube for some people out there got some tips.
I've just been finding those trading stations and shelters that have the traveler in it, and then I'll just go get the grave. Like I don't mind if it takes me 2 months to get it done. Like,
Cool.
you know what I mean? Because I know that you could actually like go reload your save and go to the same glyph and keep getting all 16 of them. That's just, to me, that's just not fun. Like I'd rather like travel and
No,
you know.
I think they fixed that bug too.
Oh, did they? Okay, well that's cool.
I think so. Yeah, they needed to. That was kind of a cheat, man. Really.
Right, I don't see Hello Games like letting you cheat in this game. You know, like
No.
it doesn't seem like it.
No, it's a grind, man. They're not gonna take away from the grind. No way.
Right. When do you suspect we'll get the player models? Since that's obviously going to happen.
I don't think it's too far off. I'll bet by this fall. You give them a couple months.
You don't think it'll be a whole nother year, do you? Like you don't think, you know, year year 2 this next year we'll finally get it, do you?
I don't think so. I mean,
I would hope
they
not.
got other stuff in the works too, you know, and yeah, this is going to be an ongoing thing. I don't think this game's going to die in the next couple of years.
No, because it's only gotten bigger since they dropped this whole update, so, you know,
Yeah.
I would say by now if everyone had dropped off, they'd probably be, you know, giving up, but it seems like a lot more people has came back, and you know, there's a lot of people play this game now than there ever was,
Yeah.
which is cool.
I'll always make this same point. No Man's Sky, when it came out, was only 2 gigs. It's now like 7 or 9 gigs big. Elite Dangerous is over 30 gigs. So
Yeah.
the only thing that is missing from Hello Games is just they're trying to get the resources to continue working on the game because there's so much more growing room. You know, it's not a big game.
No.
No, but the possibilities are endless. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they keep surprising us with stuff because they've added stuff that I didn't even think about. I was just like, what?
nobody. Yeah. Nobody
Like
did.
the whole mission system,
know-
like that alone is awesome.
I don't think that Sean Murray originally intended the game to be like an MMO, but I think that ultimately that's what it'll end up becoming, and I'm okay with that.
And I think the multiplayer might happen, but it will be servers. They'll have to use servers to do it. Just like, you know, all these other games, Destiny and all them. You know, you have to have a dedicated server to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, there is not shit on this planet. Which, I mean, I'm fine with. I mean, I don't... You know, do you guys ever see PvP coming in?
Yeah.
I see it being a separate mode or a separate, you know.
Yeah.
What I've heard from some people that'd be a pretty cool idea is they've talked about having PvP dedicated systems. So like in every galaxy there would be certain systems in the galaxy that are dedicated for PvP. But I think the easiest path would probably just to make it a separate. So PvE will always be a component in the normal game mode, but PvP specifically might be an additional option or something that you switch into.
That's really cool. See, I could always see it being something like Elite Dangerous, where it's like you got open play and then you could turn it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they've incorporated multiplayer now into the game, but how much are you really hearing about that? Most of the players that play No Man's Sky, they're playing for the exploration and all that kind of stuff. And it's cool to have a component with other players in the universe, but I don't think that anybody wants a combative PvP game out of No Man's Sky.
Right. No. Because there's nothing really to be competitive over in this game. I don't see it. I mean, I can, but I don't think it's that big of a deal or necessary.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The coolest part of the game to me is just flying around and finding cool new shit. And, you know, if I'd never see another player, that's cool too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But see, for me though, nah. Because I liked coming across players' bases. Like when I got to the hub and that's all I found, like I loved that aspect. I just loved flying in and being like, oh, cool, someone's base, let's check it out. Like that was really fun.
Yeah.
I had like 4 or 5 comm balls at my old station. And that was really cool because one day I would just boot up the game and all of a sudden somebody had dropped a comm ball off and it was like, oh shit. It was just really cool.
It took me too damn long to get to the hub, so I never got that experience. Literally, the day before 1.3 updated is when I got to the Galactic Hub finally, and then the game updates, crashes my base, and then everybody else just moves away.
Yeah, and now he's stuck at at the same location that he arrived at is where his base is because it made his base be that one.
Wow.
And Hello Games never fixed it. Doesn't appear that they're going to fix it, so he just it's just crazy.
Have you tried to make a new base? Have you tried to move? I mean,
No, I'm being a little bit of a bitch if I must say so, because there's a lot of sentimental attachment to my base, and if I could get back to it and see it one more time and then be like, all right, cool, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and move, I'd probably do it. But since 1.3 updated, my planet looks totally different. Like according, like when you go through the discoveries, it says it's like now like a toxic planet and like all this kind of stuff, and like my planet's changed entirely, and it shows on my discoveries that it's my home base is there. But every time I go through a terminus, it takes me to another player's base. It was the base I checked into when I got to the hub. So it takes me back there, not back to my original base. And I don't like the idea of moving without seeing my base again one last time.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, so he's kind of in a bind.
Yeah. It's funny it's not on the list of places to go to.
Yeah, his whole experience of getting to the hub and then getting messed up like that is crazy. Cause like literally everybody picked up and left the hub, and like me and Panda was just on Todorki standing there like, all right.
Well, mine was like that. Mine was broke. It was floating. I could go to my base, but I couldn't go anywhere outside of that little room. I couldn't go into my plants. I couldn't talk to any of my builders. Nobody. It was completely broke.
Yeah, I've got a buddy at work. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the base that it thinks is mine now, Andy Krychek's base. His is halfway underground, so once I enter the room, like the main room where the terminus is, I can no longer interact with the terminus again, and I can't go anywhere because half of it's underground. I can't, like, you can't duck. The doors won't open or anything to like go into any of the other rooms or hallways. So I'm like looking out at the window, just sad, and I and I can't do anything. I think the only way for me to fix it on my own without Hello Games is actually to find a black hole somewhere near me, play black hole roulette until I get in the area that my planet was in, and then slowly kind of make my way back to it manually. And you know, that might be what I need to do. But I would imagine that once I actually land on my home planet and go into my base and interact with it, it would probably fix itself.
That's so crazy, dude. Like, mine just got turned into this fucking like fungal mold looking place, and the comm balls that were originally at my original base, because my base got switched over somewhere else, and then my comm balls were floating up in the air, like pretty high up in the air.
Jeez. Oh, I've seen that. I've seen comm balls in the ground. So I've actually gone and like grenaded into the planet surface to try to get to the comm balls, and some of them are so low that like you hit the threshold of how deep you can go.
What?
Yeah. So like some of the comm balls are like actually in the planet.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And the ones that aren't too low, you can actually just grenade or use your terrain manipulator and just like uncover it and interact with it still. But you know, some of them are like literally in the planet core, so they'll still show up on the planet as icons of places that you can go, but like you can't actually reach them.
Wow. Yeah, Atlas Rises really fucked some shit up, but you know, it's all for the better. So I have a buddy at work that's real.
Water on this planet.
Yeah. I had to move my phone and get it plugged up before it died, so that's why I'm driving all funky, or flying all funky, but it's an interesting little place.
But yeah, you had a buddy at work?
He's really upset that his stuff got changed and nothing is the way it used to be, and yeah, he's quite upset with Atlas Rises, which he's like probably like the only player on this planet that's really upset with, you know, the turnout. But
let me ask you guys this. This just hit me. I'll probably sound dumb because maybe everybody's got the same idea. But do you think that when the next update comes out, which obviously they're going to do another major update before the end of the year, I would imagine, do you think that it's going to include another storyline edition? Like, do you think that the lore that we got is pretty much it, or like they're going to continue to add story components to the game as they update it.
I think it's going to get updated continually. I don't think the lore is ever going to end. I mean,
No.
we just found out that we are the travelers. I mean, you know, we just haven't seen ourselves, but...
Well, we may have, though, those travelers that we see now, like, you know, that might be us, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah. I got a picture of 4 of them on one platform on a Viking planet, and there's nobody on the platform but 4 travelers.
Damn. Well, and
got a trading station, you know, on the planet.
Well, see, what's cool about that is that the travelers all look different, and some of them are like different species. Some of them are mechanical. I think ultimately we'll be able to choose, essentially,
what we look like.
Kind of like, yeah, like I think you'll pick like a class or like a race, and you'll get some customization components, and like that's it. You know, that way it avoids everybody looking the same, obviously.
Right.
But I hope that with those customization components, which I believe would come with the player model, that they add the ability to customize your ship, because I think a lot of people really desire that.
They do, yeah.
Like my freighter is pink and green.
Yeah. Yep.
Like I don't want a pink and green freighter. I named it Water Malone.
Water Malone. Mine's called Star Fox.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah, off the shelf. Yeah, game. That's cool.
Right.
I got a yellow hauler that looks like a cricket. I mean, or like a grasshopper. It's like, you know, I'd love to be able to like add different things to it or change the color of it.
Is that the one that dude said was ugly as hell?
Yeah, I loved my ship until he said that. Now I notice I don't fly it as much. It's like I took it really personal, subconsciously.
I know, it's just crazy. No, he did. This is totally true.
Yeah.
He said it was the ugliest ship he'd ever seen in any game, and he said it's borderline offensive. And I was like, dude, I love this ship, but now I'm not flying it as much. I'm flying my TIE Fighter Wing Explorer. Mostly.
Yeah, that guy was just...
I'd like the ability to have more than one gun in your hand at a time.
Yes, because there are different styles of guns. Like there's exotic, and then there's, you know, normal, and then ugly.
Yeah, alien, like, yep.
Right, so if you can collect all these different kind of ships that are out there, why can't you collect all these different kind of guns? Be really cool.
I just want one more, because I want one with all 6 scanners on it. You know, because that takes up a lot of room. Actually there's 9 scanners, you can count them all. 3 for each class, you know.
So like I have an S-class rifle, and it's very powerful. Like from a damage standpoint, like I can take out some sentinels quite quickly with it. But I have to have some scanning and mining capabilities on there as well, just to be able to. Whoa, what is that? Just to be able to get through stuff.
Yeah.
But like, it would be cool. You know, the pistols are more geared towards like mining, right, and scanning. So it would be cool if you can carry a pistol and a rifle of some kind at the very least, so that you can have one that's dedicated scanning and mining, and then the other one that's dedicated combat. You know.
Yeah.
Bro, I like this planet, seriously.
Yeah, it's not got enough for me on here, but it's still interesting.
Well, and it's frozen, right? So it's like it's got liquid water, but then it's frozen, but then it's like a desert at the same time.
With the sand and shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I would never even want to like visit this planet, like in real life. I'd be like, bro, so check this out. There's no trees.
I'm out.
There's like, there's like nothing. Just weird sea slugs that attack you.
What I do want to make, though, I do want to make a thing of acid. I want to see how... Oh, I have to jump systems. Damn. So, did the insulating gel get changed to unstable gel?
No. Oh, I guess so.
Yeah. Wow, and it just takes cactus flesh.
Yeah, the one plant that you get 100 out of per plant. And you use it for, I think there's 3 different recipes. Call for it.
That's what's up.
Hey, is that your new S-Class multi-tool?
Yeah. Oh, whoops.
I just noticed you had a different multi-tool.
Yep. That's it. It's quite ugly, but it's still an S-Class, so that's all that matters. Have you seen the gun that Boondock has? Whoa.
You should have seen on the live stream. I got him. I said that the gun looked like a demon, like a skinned demon dog. And if you go back and look at it, it kind of does. So I got him during the live stream to actually name it that.
What? That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, that gun he has, I kind of had it, like a version of it, but when I had it, it was during Foundations, or like, I'm sorry, before Foundations. I felt like I was the first player to ever have that gun or found it, and then all of a sudden, all these people have it. So I don't know.
It's an alien one?
Yeah, it's just, it's like, it's got like those like horns and stuff on it, and it's like really alien looking. Had like teeth on it and stuff. It was cool as hell.
Green?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
like
it was
broke off an alien's like leg.
right. It was mine was like yellow and blue, and like had like black horns or something on it. It was cool as hell. Do you have a home planet yet, Rick?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What's it look like?
Pretty nice base. It's a starball planet. I got everything to make 3, 4 explosives per trip and 7 circuit boards and 5 living glass. So.
Do you have all your glyphs?
Not all. I only got 14, 13.
Oh shit.
Yep.
How have you been doing it? The same way I've been, just finding those travelers.
Yep. I spend a lot of time on the planet, so I don't. Everybody jumps from station to station. I'm not. I got over 100 planets. I just covered all the animals on. Yeah. So you gotta spend some time on planets to do that.
Yeah, I would say so. That's what's up, dude. I actually just got that trophy not too long ago of discovering all 10 or whatever. Yeah. That took a while. The only one I'm lacking is surviving those souls, and I've literally got 0.1 left, and I cannot get it to save my life. It just won't.
Oh. Can't find a hostile planet, eh?
I don't know if it's, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like, I don't know why. I mean, I've had people tell me just stand outside, and it's like I've stood outside and nothing, like, it just never gives it to me. So I don't know.
You know what I did?
What's that?
To do the souls, to the survivability thing, I literally just found like a toxic planet or some shit planet, and I went on there and I just went into a cave, and I just stood inside the cave looking out at the rest of it, and just would stay there. And like your life support goes down over time anyway, and then I would
Right.
just check in every now and again and just refill it.
And then it
I
finally
just
gave it
walked,
to you?
yeah, I just like walked away from the PlayStation. Like I'd like set it up in the cave, just walk away. Came back every now and again to check on it, add resources, and after like I think that 7 soul cycles or whatever, then you get like the maximum reward for that.
Come on. Finally. So hard to land sometimes, especially if it's like a funky ass terrain.
Well, before they fixed it, you could like land on trees and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen some
You know what I-
some crazy shit on that. Yeah. Does anyone know
dude,
if they
I
fixed the
landed
freighter
on like
glitch?
the freighter what?
The freighter glitch?
Where you jump out the back and go spacewalking?
Yeah.
I think so. I think they added collision on that part of it so that you can't. But you should test it.
Yeah.
Gazoon type, bro.
Yeah, dude. Damn it. Yeah, I see in this next, I see an ARG kicking off, and then I see, once it's over, I see player model, and I see more lore, and I see linking up with your friends to engage, like, battles and space battle. I wish they would add ground combat. If they could add ground combat where there's, like, you know, something I'm fighting against other than an animal, it'd be awesome. And a sentinel. I don't want to fight. Okay, here's the things I don't want to shoot. Sentinels, whipping plants. I'll move whipping plants to 1 because those things fucking blow. So, I don't want to shoot whipping plants. I don't want to shoot any more sentinels or animals unless I have to. So, I need like some kind of alien to just land on the fucking planet and shoot at. Yay, nay.
Yep. Yeah, another. Maybe an advanced sentinel, a humanoid type.
Yes! Yeah, dude, now you're talking.
Cool.
You just killed it.
Dude, that's it.
Empty
Like-
benches just killed it.
Dude,
And if you read the lore, they talk about it in some of the lore that they were experimenting on sentinels, and then they got caught in a warp reactor and they fused with human flesh, or with soft flesh, is what they describe it as. But yeah, and they destroyed whoever was doing the experiments on it.
whoa.
Dude, that could be like your dream come true, dude. Hidden.
Yeah,
Like foot soldier, like sentinels, dude. Like
yeah.
Yes.
they'll come looking for you in caves, bro. Like if your wanted level gets high enough, they come in
Right.
caves looking for you, dude.
Right. I'm cool with that. That's awesome. Bring it.
I want some type of like boss, like as well, like some type of like, and not like a boss in the traditional sense, but kind of like how Destiny, like you have raids.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like something similar to that, where you could like do these like co-op missions.
Okay, no. That's gonna, dude. Already, I can almost say that's gonna happen. Only because they said co-op synchronization. So I would imagine when that's a thing, that like their missions are gonna have like co-op style, to where it's gonna take 2 to 4 people or even more to like go do a task. Like maybe there's a huge ass battle that's gonna take 5 or 6 of your friends to link up and go help you in this one battle, and everybody gets a payout somehow. I don't know, but I definitely see co-op missions happening, bro. I promise you, that's gonna be a thing.
I feel like there's gonna be a day in the game, dude, where like you're playing with like 5 or 6 buddies or however many they allow you to have at one time on a mission, and you're like having to take out like some sentinel stronghold or some base or something where you're having to attack whatever is there, and you've got some guys on the ground that are going up and shooting the sentinels and the walkers and stuff like that, and you can have another guy flying, patrolling in case any sentinel starships try to come in as well, like do strafing runs and stuff. I mean,
That's awesome.
like I see the game going that way over time.
You know how like Ark has it to where you can go raid someone's base and like basically have PvP that way?
I've never played Ark, but that sounds pretty cool.
Empty benches of you?
Yeah, I don't think they'll have you raid bases, though. That would
No.
I mean, you got people that have taken a lot of time to build their base. And unless you could have some kind of defense system, you know, I'll go hire me a half a dozen Viking and you just stand guard for me or whatever. I mean, that kind of thing, and just, man some guns, man. I mean,
Right.
Sorry, I just saw the part where you grenaded that whipping plant.
I was wondering if you were watching, bro. I saw that
Dude,
thing. I didn't even waste a mining beam on it. I'm to the point where you get a grenade straight up.
Dude, Sean Murray, like, he knows people hate those whipping plants. I think he's trolling us with those whipping plants.
I think
dude.
so
Like, he
too,
knows.
dude. I think so too.
Like,
That's-
he's trolling all the way.
Right, but I guess that's our payback for being assholes. And he doesn't. I mean, unfortunately, he has to punish everybody because he can't pick out certain people and just give them whipping plants. So unfortunately, we all get whipping plants. But yeah, that's a middle finger to us for being assholes when the game came out.
They're the same on every planet.
I know.
And they're on every planet.
I know.
And dude, when they added the low flying mechanics in Pathfinder, I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna fly low and go between these canyons and all this. And the very first time I tried, dude, a whipping plant slaps the belly of my ship and I take damage. And I'm like, there is no safety from whipping plants.
Yeah, especially if you're flying and getting your ass spanked. You know what I mean? Like that's come on now.
Dude, like whipping me at like 1,000 kilometers an hour? Are you serious?
Yeah. Piss off.
No, they're the worst things, dude. I hate them. There's one planet, the planet that I'm on now. You'll see like 6 or 7 whipping plants like in a row. It's like they're just overpopulated, overran with them. It's like kudzu. It's like No Man's Sky kudzu.
Here's how you know someone's trolling you like that, because when you, for one, get spanked in your ship, okay, when you get spanked for no reason, just walking around, you're like, oh shit, and you get hit, and you're like, for real? But this is the one that really pisses me off. I go into a fucking abandoned building, and I'm looking around everywhere, and then I turn one corner, it's like, whoosh, I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, there's hanging from the ceiling, yeah.
Fucking hanging from the ceiling, so it's like, he's got you cornered with those things. I'm surprised they're not in space just floating around by themselves and just whoosh, floating on like an asteroid. Could you imagine floating on an asteroid and there was a whipping plant that was like whoosh?
Dude, he might do that, dude.
Dude, I hope not. That shit suck cool. Those things suck. Jungle Planet, you know I'm going there.
Dude, you just like, like when you said that, I like visualized it where like you're literally flying through an asteroid field on your way to like some planet. You need iron badly because your shields are down, and you don't have any more inventory slots.
And that little fucker just slapped you one time and it's game over. Your ship's spinning out of control. And then it brings up some life lesson about how much you're an asshole.
It should be. They should do that in survival mode. They should just have whipping plants in asteroid fields.
Fucking everywhere. Not only on asteroids, but just floating in space for no fucking reason. It just needs to just whip you. Just like you just know escaping them.
You're like entering an NPC like freighter, and it's like attached to like the, you know what I'm saying, like the top of the hangar bay.
Right, cause
and it just like whips you on the way in.
Oh my god, dude. Now I'd personally have to write Hello Games, but like, look, this isn't working out.
If they're gonna have those whipping plants in the game, there needs to be a backstory. Like they need to create lore about why these particular whipping
fucking
plants
things exist and nothing else like it. Like,
In every system, on every planet, in the entire universe, there is a whipping plant.
Bro, it could be worse. Honestly, I see it being worse because that thing could potentially become alive, like to start walking and crawling, and, like growing more whipping arms, and like turn into this fucking monstrosity of a fucking thing that's just annoying. Could you imagine that? If the thing just like as you shoot it, it just like kept growing, and like you just like find out that there's no taking it down. Like it could be worse.
Yeah, hopefully this video doesn't somehow make its way to Hello Games and give Sean Murray any ideas.
Yeah.
Right, because he's sitting there like, yes, mm-hmm.
We will make them walk.
I'm king of the castle, king of the castle.
Ooh, go get that bounty. 100,000 units, kid.
Jungle Planet or Bounty? I think I'm gonna go Jungle first.
Ah, dude, I love dogfighting, bro. I would have went for the bounty.
You're right. That planet's always gonna be there, but are those units always gonna be there? That's the real question.
Well, for you, yeah, because you got those scanning upgrades, so like you scan a fucking stone and get like 300,000 units.
Oh shit, where'd the fucking bounty go, dude? Is he in the atmosphere?
Below you, down.
Oh, no, it's right here. I guess you were right.
Yeah, I think he does.
Oh wow.
What scanners?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got two of them. Yeah. I've got to reinstall them on this new gun that I've got right now. This dude's toast.
You got the cyclotron ballistas, dude. I really want that. I do not know why I haven't found those blueprints yet.
I need to upgrade that to where they're stronger.
Dude, I've got the Sigma, Tau, and Theta cyclotron ballista upgrades and stuff, just not the actual core blueprint to make the weapon in the first place. It drives me absolutely crazy.
Still too far.
Empty benches, did you notice that when you enter planets now, it like takes longer to actually get to the surface?
Oh yeah, the atmosphere is heavier.
Yeah.
I want to come across.
Like they've...
Go ahead.
Well, no, I was just gonna say I feel like they've done that to cut back on the amount of like pop in and like load that you get like when you enter a planet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's a little more realistic too. That's the thing.
Yep. Dude, that thing is whooping on you, dude.
Oh, where's that jungle planet? Oh god, come on. That's gotta be it. That's it. Here we go.
Oh, by the way, Hidden, if you would have, just so you know, if you would have watched my video on those 3 features of No Man's Sky that make playing the game a lot easier, you would have known that you could have used your target selection screen and would have had no trouble finding that bounty.
Yeah, well, it's such a small, minute detail of this game that it always gets by me, bro. I always forget about it, straight up.
Oh, dude, I do too. I made a video about it and I still forget about it.
Right.
But yeah, dude, you just literally up and then left and right to scroll through different targets. And you can even do it on the planet. It'll help you find crash ships too.
On the D-pad, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Interesting place. Watch this. I'm gonna get 250 for that. Come on. We could do better than that. 200. 250. Come on.
You haven't put your scanning.
Oh, you're right. You're right, dude. God, see, there I go. Sorry, bro. You forgot to put food in a fucking microwave today. So.
I don't like the way that thing walks.
Where, dude? Hang on. Where? That thing right there?
You can see that? Yeah, that it looks like a Bothan spy from Star Wars.
It's
I wouldn't
big,
trust that thing.
This big thing, right?
No, the little one that's walking upright. Looks here, like if you look over to the right.
This little thing, it's like a little seahorse almost.
Yeah, whatever it is.
It's kind of like Wardo. He's got like a Wardo face, kind of. Just minus the wings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do with the Jedi. Mm.
That made me laugh pretty hard.
So yeah, this place is nuts, dude. I've never really seen grass in this kind of colors like this.
I know, it's like, dude, it's like tri-colored. It's like pink, red, and then like gold.
Right. It's like a fucking tie-dye t-shirt.
Empty Benches, have you ever watched Cobra TV?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Okay, do you remember Tim?
Huh.
Oh, Tim. Yeah.
Oh my god, he is so famous. I'm so jealous, dude. Oh.
Yeah, well, he's famous for the wrong reasons, though. Okay.
Yeah, well, very true, very true.
I mean, yeah, I think Cobra had a ball with him at one time, though. Holy man.
I think we all did, dude. Like that dude was super hard tinfoil. Like
Yeah.
he
So
bought the
was
entire
a
rack of
mascot
tinfoil.
battle?
That dude bought the entire rack of tinfoil at Walmart and then called Cobra, dude. Like straight up.
He got the heavy duty stuff, dude.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's okay, dude. I think that ARG really messed him up, dude.
Look at this thing. What the fuck is that?
There were some guys that were in the detectives with us, so that were pretty messed up doing that too. They were on the extreme edges, man. I don't know. Some of them lived for that. That was their whole life.
Yeah, especially when he was like questioning everything. Like, I mean, he was going real hard, man. He was getting out of control.
Question everything.
Yeah, question everything. Yeah, I wish we could have some kind of like follow up, kind of like Mari style. You know what I mean? Just to make sure a dude is okay. Good call.
But I'm not being funny. Like, I'm concerned about Tim. Like, I was on that call with Cobra, and he'd been drinking, right? And like everybody was like trying to calm him down. Like, dude, you're overthinking this. And, like, relax. He was just. What's in the game is reality. What's reality is in a game, and I'm just like.
They don't want you to know that you're in a game.
I'm like, Tim, it's not that serious, dude. It's just a little game that we're playing before the before the update comes out.
That's all it is. It's just a bunch of pure speculation and just mystery. It's like a fucking Sherlock. It should be like Sherlock Holmes style, not fucking CSI investigation. You know what I mean?
Well, and it was just all of the suspicion and conspiracy with alcohol too, and it was just a recipe for disaster for Tim. Cobra was nice enough to bring him back on, you know, and let him redeem himself.
Right. But even then, wasn't he starting to like derail towards the end almost?
He was, but he knew, so that he started to get off. Like, I think he knew that, like, All right, I've had a few too many drinks. I'm gonna start going off the rails again. Let me go ahead and jump off this, this subcast. So he did, but yeah, you could tell towards the end that he was about to start going in on it again.
Holy shit, dude.
Dude, all these planets you're finding like actually had like cool water systems. Like, oh no, that's just
Oh
the
no,
blue
that yeah,
glass.
that's right. Right, I was to say there's no water here.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Trying to find one of these
I didn't
trading
see it.
outposts right now. I'm trying to get some more glyphs, but it's
One way that you could do it, if you build a signal booster, it can search for outposts.
I didn't think you could find the
signal-
actual advanced shelter though. Right?
Well,
Or can you?
It's always different. Like what it detects, it might be different every time. But you can always
Really?
give it a try. It's cheap to build those
Right.
signal
I know.
boosters. Yeah.
It's gonna put me ship down over here.
You're just trying to get the last glyph so that you can use a portal.
Yeah, because I want to actually like go online and like find cool addresses and like go to them. You know what I mean? Now, I do have a question for you, Empty Benches. If I go through somebody's portal, does that portal stay open for me so I can get back to where I went through, or do I have to reactivate it?
Nope, nope, no. It's automatically, you go back to it. It'll look like it's closed, but as soon as you walk up to it, it'll trigger on again.
Sweet, and I go right back to where I was.
Yep.
Is there a way to get your ship to follow you?
You have to, as far as I know, you still have to go to a trading station. There's some place that has where you can call your ship, you know, one of them.
But that does work.
That's what I've been told. I mean, it didn't work when I tried it, but
Which
Yeah,
one do I? See, there's no option here for a shelter.
Habitable base.
Really? I thought that would be like a home.
Yeah, you're probably right. For some reason, I thought it said outpost.
It used to. It used to. They've changed that.
I think the next update, from what Jared was saying, it's going to change again, and the scanner, I think on the exocraft is going to be able to scan for some new buildings.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
'Cause I need to find that building all the time, and I can't. I have to go search for all of the fucking green question marks to see what, you know, what's added, and half the time it's useless. I don't even, like, need to stop there.
Well, that was like it used to be. But remember when the question mark was 20 miles away?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, miles. I mean,
The one feature that I really do like, and some people disagree with this, is the fact that you can summon your ship no matter how far out you walk. To me, that makes sense to have that option. You don't have to, you know, use that, but for me, I love being like 10 minutes away and being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna summon my ship.
Well, it adds realism to the game too. And what I
Right.
mean by that is, the other day I watched a lady reverse her BMW out of a parking space from outside the car. So,
The fuck?
and, you know, this is 2017 on Earth. You have
Yeah.
a ship that can warp you between star systems. You know, it's not that far-fetched to think that you could call it to your location and it would fly there automatically.
Right. Plus, it's a game. You should have stuff that's sometimes not real at your disposal because it's a freaking game. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't always have to make
go through
sense.
I know, like when you go through the terminus and you end up at a space station, your ship's already there.
Right. It's
Yeah.
like I don't need to question that because I actually need that. Like if that wasn't there, I'd be like, well, fuck. I need my
Yeah.
damn ship. Who cares
Not
if
one
it's
person-
just there?
Not one person has been like, no, that's not realistic, dude.
Right.
I want to walk out of the hangar bay and just jump into space, and I'll just have to float down to a planet, call my ship.
I mean, props to you if that's how you play. I mean, you know. But shit.
I play video games to get away from reality precisely. I don't want the games to be too realistic.
No, right. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What do we got here? What's your favorite feature in Empty Benches?
Favorite feature? I don't know. There's a few things I really like. I love chasing down pirates. I really do. I like all the animals. You know, crazy stuff you find on planets.
Oh, sure.
If you're Scott Manley, there's not enough creatures, and they're not varied enough, and the planets don't have enough variation. They all look the same. But Elite Dangerous is such a great game for that. If you're Scott Manley.
Yeah.
Sorry, a little bit of salt.
How many planets do they have with animals on them running around though?
Zero.
Zero.
Zero, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So
I watched a video of Scott Manley criticize No Man's Sky because it didn't have enough variation, and then he talks about one day it'll be on par with other titles like Elite Dangerous, and like he goes into like this whole thing, and I'm like, okay,
Right.
Elite Dangerous,
Made no
all the
sense.
planets are essentially the same booger in space. When you land on them, you can only drive around in an exocraft. There's no foot exploration at all. So in No Man's Sky, you can pick any planet, land on any planet or moon, get out of your ship, walk around. If you're tired of walking, you can build an exocraft, drive it. If it starts to rain acid, you can go into a cave. Sometimes there's lakes in caves. There's oceans, rivers, there's lakes outside of caves. You could manipulate the terrain. If there is no cover, you can use a grenade and blow a hole in the ground. Like, none of those things you could do in Elite Dangerous.
No. And every planet in Elite Dangerous is damn near like Tatooine. You might as well call them Tatooine because that's all I've landed on.
So basically, I'm agreeing with Empty Benches. My favorite feature as well are the different creatures. It's one of my favorite features. Like, I love seeing the different aliens, the different life forms. Sometimes you run into some that look really similar, but for the most part, you know, there's a lot going on. Like, planets will look different, have different rock formations, weather patterns, temperatures, daytime, nighttime, you know, stuff will be different. Some planets are super hot at night and get these crazy hot winds. Some planets are super cold. You know, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I've seen actual animals hunt other animals down.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a few, yeah.
You know, so I love that. I love just walking around in this game, man, just looking at stuff.
Yeah, and that's one thing Elite Dangerous does not give you. Like, you literally, like, I played Elite for, I want to say a month and a half, maybe even 2. And when I came back to Atlas Rises, oh no, but it was before Atlas Rises. I came back to No Man's Sky, I played, and I was so thankful to just walk around, dude. That was like, I literally, and it didn't hit me until I came back to No Man's Sky, and I was like, wow, the freedom you have in this game of just walking around is amazing. It's something I didn't see the first 8 months I played No Man's Sky for some reason. But yeah, when you play Elite Dangerous and you can't walk anywhere and all you can do is fly. Now their flying does kick ass. I'm not gonna knock Elite Dangerous all the way because I actually do still play it. But what I liked about Elite Dangerous is how realistic the flying is. And now I will say on top of that though, No Man's Sky has totally done an awesome job with redoing their flight controls because I hated flying in No Man's Sky as much as I hate saying that. I did because I felt like there was this giant bubble like below me that I couldn't like get under, and it was just like it didn't make sense with flying. I was like, well, I get it's arcadey, but these fucking flying controls can fucking fuck off, you know? And I'm serious, I hated it, dude. I really did. And now, I mean, you could fly so much better, dude. It's so much more realistic of flying in this game now than ever. But Elite Dangerous, I do like Elite Dangerous's warping too in between stars a little more than No Man's Sky, just because it's so fluid. You know what I mean?
more of a simulator, though. Really, I think. Than
Right, it is. No, it definitely is. Which is probably
Yeah, it's
why I
more of a
like it.
space flight simulator.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's meant to be though. That's why it's so hard to land. You know, it's the landing thing is quite a trip. And
Yeah, I'm pretty good at like I'm telling you, bro. I'm a pretty good pilot in Elite.
Dude, I
it takes a
watched
while, though.
Boondock struggle so hard just to even when he first started playing Elite Dangerous. I watched his live streams and he could not even get out of the space station. He would like bang up on the walls, and I would make fun of him every time. I called him out. Iceman Third ID was on the Cobra subcast, and I made a joke about Boondock not being able to fly or land, and Iceman goes, "Shots fired! Shots fired!" I was like, I'm not very good at the game either, though.
You ever play it,
My favorite...
Empty Benches?
What's that?
Do you ever play Elite?
Oh, I did. Yeah. Yeah, I did when it first came out.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite thing about Elite, though, honestly, is, and correct me or let me know if you disagree, but when you warp in Elite Dangerous, everything feels more connected. You know that things are loading, things are happening, things are generating as you approach, but it doesn't seem that way. Whereas with No Man's Sky, it feels like a load screen. I hope they change that at some point in an update.
Yeah. I think they will.
Like the freighter warping was really disappointing.
Yeah.
Right, because he was trying to explain it to me, because I'm still not understanding it. Like it's the same exact thing as your ship, right? It's just your freighter's warping now, and
Right, now your freighter has if you upgrade the technology, your freighter has the capability of jumping a lot farther than your ships, and expending less fuel doing it. But like whenever so you go to the console, like kind of you're going to the bridge on the space station, and there's that glowing orb
right.
that was always there. Well, now you can interact with it, and it opens up the galactic map. You pick a point on the galactic map, and then it just goes into the warp screen. So when you click on warp, it just goes into the warp animation, and then when you leave warp, it like fades back into you being on the ship. So on the freighter, so it doesn't. There's not like a real. I don't know. To me, warp should look somewhat similar to when you pulse drive.
Yeah, I agree. Not like all green and like light. I get it because if you're going light speed, I get it. But I also get what you're saying too. It should look a little better. And to be honest, I really think they're gonna change that. I could totally see, because that's the only thing they really didn't touch in this update of doing like an overhaul, because they overhauled everything except for that completely. You were so right on that. And I'm telling you though, I can see it happening next.
Well, all of the major stuff in the update, and all the major updates have, for the most part, been like mechanical, under the hood, and quality of life, right?
Right.
So, like for example, when you land now, you don't get out of your ship automatically, which is probably by far my favorite feature, because I can land on a planet, get a pretty good idea what the hell, where I'm at, and what I'm going to need, and then I can start adjusting my inventory and crafting things and loading up on all my environmental protection and all that stuff before getting out. So to me that's a huge quality of life improvement. But they added a bunch of stuff that was like all under the hood, and how terrain is generated and all that. I think that maybe they're going to start focusing now on the multiplayer components and like customization components, and then with that, ideally I'd like to see something done differently with the warp, because it's not fulfilling to me. I don't believe that I'm in an open universe when I do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And them are just simple things. I think the aesthetics to it are going to be simple compared to what they've just done, really.
Right.
Yeah. I agree. To be honest, I didn't even think they were going to overhaul the graphics. Remember when we talked about that, Hidden?
Yeah, but remember what I said? What did I say?
Yeah. You said they were going to do it. You called it.
Yep.
But I didn't. I literally said, okay, This game looks great. There's not much more they can do with the graphics. They're just going to add features and stuff, and you know, potentially like a story mode and all this kind of stuff. And then sure enough, dude, they reset the entire universe again, and the game looks even more amazing than it already did. And I was just kind of like, man, just when I think they can't do it or like it can't get any better, it does every time.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I knew for a fact that they were going to do something with the graphics just because they have every time. So the fact that they were making this whole ARG a big deal is because they were super confident in the product, and I felt that they could have done a little bit more with the graphics, or we still had more to come. Now I'm sitting at a point looking at it as we speak, sitting here thinking, I don't know if this is it. Like, I don't know if they could top it again. Because if they can, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, actually.
I think the weather. They talked about the weather getting so bad that you couldn't take off on it.
Fly, right. I was expecting that too.
Yeah, and I think that's still coming. I do.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Empty Benches, I watched the GDC with Sean Murray talking about the terrain development and all that, which you can see that in this last update, the terrain just looks a lot more believable and varied, and you know, there's sweeping landscapes and hills, mountains, and so on. But Ines McKenna talked about, you know, she works for Hello Games, she's one of the programmers, and she talked about how expensive, you know, from the standpoint of generating things procedurally, that the game was originally with what they had because they were such a small studio. Well, I think that they've made so much money off of the game's initial release that they've reinvested that back into equipment and personnel and programmers and, you know, server systems and all this kind of stuff. And so I think we're going to see the biggest improvements to the game, like, have yet to happen, I feel like, after seeing that GDC presentation. And she also said that dynamic water they've never really been able to do because of how tough it is to pull off, and with them being a small team, that, you know, in the future, when they're able to, that she wanted to, and I don't know the terminology all the way, but she said that they wanted to do the water and build it in shaders, so that, like, essentially, there's more of a, you know, you might have moving water and water that's dynamic and interactive.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. I'd like to see,
And
like,
then,
tornadoes or, like, you know,
yes,
volcanoes. Yeah, man.
yes, dude, like just slowly oozing lava.
Or just slime, like green slime coming from rocks out of a mountain that you just look at and you're like, oh yeah, that's alien as fuck.
Yeah.
Or just like, you know, I mean, there's so many things like that are coming, like, because I thought they couldn't do anything more, and then they did it, and then after seeing the GDC presentations of what they struggled with, and a lot of it had to do with money and technology and things like that, that's different for them now. They've got the technology and the money, so we don't even know what these guys can do. And what's even crazier is that they built the engine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they have total control over where this goes.
Wow.
I'm sure this engine's going to be used by a lot of new companies too.
Oh, yes, absolutely, dude. Like,
Dude, we've
for
talked
instance,
about that, yes.
oh my God, he just, dude, straight up, there's a game coming out next week. It actually got delayed. Sounds a lot like No Man's Sky, but it got delayed, and it's coming out next week on the 20th. It's called Morphite. Sorry. It's called Morphite. If you haven't heard of it, you should look it up, because when you see this game, you're gonna be like, oh shit, No Man's Sky in a different fucking filter. It literally, like, it's everything No Man's Sky is, but their inspiration doesn't come from No Man's Sky. Apparently, it comes from like Metroid Prime, Turok, and something else. But you roam around in a procedurally generated galaxy looking for this Morphite, and there's creatures.
Dude,
and what
your
I'm
multi-tool even looks the same.
I know. And what I'm thinking though is that Hello Games at that GDC talk was talking about how their current Hello Labs was currently working with a company, and they never said what it was or anything, but they said it's coming out soon, and it's something that they had helped with. Now, I don't know if they've helped with this game in any way, shape, or form, but maybe they're letting them use their engine. Maybe they've sold part of that, or that's like Hello Games. Do you see what I'm saying? Like maybe they've helped with an engine somehow, or they've done something with that game. Because I want you to look it up, dude. Because you're gonna see it and be like, oh yeah, this has got to be Hello Labs without Hello Labs' name on it. Like if Hello Games had nothing to do with Morphight, bro, that's a straight up ripoff, like hardcore ripoff.
Is it a sandbox game? I mean, is it open
Yeah.
world or is it?
Yeah.
It is?
It's got it. Yeah. Look up the. It's coming out on your cell phone. It's coming out on PS4, Xbox, PC, Nintendo Switch, everything.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's an indie title, and
It's a low poly
it looks
space
very
adventure.
similar. And
You should look it up.
It's procedurally generated as well.
Yeah.
So, with Hello Games' reputation, after the release of the game, I think that a lot of companies probably aren't going to be wanting to, even if they had Hello Games work with them on the project, they probably won't publicize that.
No, because right.
Yeah.
Because it might affect their game's release. Now that's changed because all the recent reports and everything on Steam and most of the YouTube videos and all that are really positive about No Man's Sky after this last update. So they've totally turned around public opinion, which they didn't even deserve to have that negative an opinion in the first place.
I agree.
But yeah, I mean, we've talked about that extensively, and I think Empty Benches is onto something, because the thing is imagine a game like, let's say, Grand Theft Auto, right? A really popular game. They have to build the entire city from the ground up, and they use real-life inspirations and stuff like that. Well, how much easier would it be if all that they did, let's say Rockstar just developed, like, furniture, buildings, certain individual components, and then using Hello Games procedural generation code, it incorporated all of those individualized items and components and things that would go into the world, and then on demand generates an entire city, like a living, breathing city. Imagine taking the procedural generation power of No Man's Sky that's generating an entire universe with different planets, and imagine just one planet with oceans and cities and rural areas, and now everybody that plays that game online, it could be hundreds of thousands of people that play, and they could be playing all over this procedural world and interacting with each other and in a completely different way. Like I think that they have, in a way that no one's noticed yet, they've changed the way that games are going to be made forever.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I think you take Horizon Zero Dawn, you take No Man's Sky, you mash them together. Oh my God, dude, you got the ultimate game and the ultimate system you're going to have. I mean, because Horizon Zero Dawn does it where what you're looking at is not there until you look at it. And that's
Really?
how they got away with, yeah. And that's how they got away with making their graphics so beautiful and so realistic, is because nothing is generated until you're at that point. I mean, even though it shows it on the map as being there, it's not there till you actually get there. So
And this game's kind of like that.
energy.
This game's kind of like that too, though. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's all CG, but this is a little bit different. But yeah, I mean, you put all that time into it. Horizon Zero Dawn's a little bit bigger, obviously. I mean, it's only one planet, but
It's very
interaction-
detailed.
Yeah, very, very detailed. Yes, yeah.
Well, and also, if you think about what happens in No Man's Sky right now, because space doesn't need a lot of things in it because it's space, it's a very low level of detail. Your objects are high detail, your ship, other ships you encounter, freighters, but that's really about it. The planets are low levels of detail, and they become higher levels of detail as you approach them. So there's certain stages that kick off how the computer starts generating stuff, and the closer you get to the surface of the planet, the more the level of detail increases. So a lot of games, they're going to take that route now. When you're further away, You know what I mean? There's not gonna be hardly anything there, very low detail, and then it's gonna generate higher levels of detail as you get close. And that objective in the distance may not even actually be on the map yet, kind of like what Empty Benches is saying with Horizon Zero Dawn. It's like, I'm telling you, that Hello Games, they've changed the way that people are going to build games, period.
Yeah, they opened up Pandora's box, man. I mean, people are going to use it now, that's for sure. They got to.
Yeah, and I think that Morphight game's already taken hold of that.
Wow, that's gonna be cool. Yeah.
All right, so Gaming Lime says, "Hey, cool new profile pic." Thank you, Gaming Lime.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate that. Seeing as I made it, so that makes me a proud daddy of that photo.
I told you that pig was badass.
I told you, Gaming Line, we're gonna get better at this stuff as time goes, man. We've got software now, and we're getting better at using it. And I made an animation today, dude. I wish I could send it to you. I don't know if you're my friend on PlayStation or not, but you can add me, and I'll send it to you. But it's a really cool animation that we're gonna add to videos, and so we're getting there, man. I appreciate your support and jumping on the stream, dude. Gaming Line's a day oneer, bro. Always there.
Always.
Those trees are pretty neat, dude.
Yeah, this planet's pretty cool. I haven't landed yet. I feel like I'm gonna find a. I feel like I'm gonna find a trading post soon.
Yep. Benches, do you think that they're going to incorporate more dark space moving forward?
Yes. I think they already have, yeah. I'm finding way more darker systems now than I ever have. But this is weird, though. Right before the update is when I started finding more darker systems, and now it's like carried over tenfold since the update. So, you know what I mean? I don't know if that happened to anybody else, but I definitely noticed it.
Gaming Lime says he agrees that Hello Games definitely changed the way that games are going to be created. Yeah, man, we were just talking about that, man. Yeah, you know, they may never get the credit they deserve for it, but when the history books are written about this kind of stuff, it'll be known, you know.
What blows my mind is just thinking about the future of the game and how much there's more stuff to come. Like it feels like we've just got the complete game and we're like, yeah, you know, it's all over. Like it's just begun, y'all. Like this is real shit's about to happen after this next update. This one right here really kicked it off of some serious shit. When I knew that like that whole ARG was Hello Games, I was like, oh shit. If they're that, I mean, think about it. If you're not that confident, you're not gonna come out and try and come out on top again. These people, like, literally are like the Cool Running story. They fucking created a bobsled team, came from out of nowhere, had everyone laughing at their face, failed on their way to the finish line, picked their bobsled up, and fucking walked to the finish line with their heads held high, and everybody laughing at them, like straight up. They're just like Cool Runners. I love it.
The perfect, like, Hello Games, No Man's Sky, like, metaphor story right there. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, man. The words out of Sean Murray's own mouth, dude. When this ARG hit, people were talking about, you know, let's keep the hype down, and you know, me and you and everybody else pretty much agreed. Like, especially like when Cobra agreed, that's when I was kind of like, yeah, man, it's about to get real. Is that Hello Games, if this wasn't going to be a big update, would not have put resources into that ARG like that.
No.
So
you just don't.
They knew that they were going to make the fans happy with this update. But not only that, we've had day one patches, we've had patches, you know, in version 1, patches in version 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So we've had 3 major re-releases of the game essentially. And all with tons of different patches, right?
Right.
And then Sean Murray comes out with 1.3, and in the patch notes it says this is just the beginning. There's more to come. Like, hold up, I'm sorry. The game's been out a year. You've done 3 major updates and 50 patches, and you're like, yeah, this is just the beginning, guys. We're getting started.
Yeah, dude, like, and that alone should make everybody just sit there and be like, ah, okay. And, you know, I've encountered somebody that I told them that the game finally has multiplayer, because they told me that they wouldn't come back to the game unless it had multiplayer. It was unfortunately one of those incidents. So I tell him, yo, multiplayer's here. And when he found out it was an orb, he was like, are you kidding me? And I'm just like, bro, whoa, dude, like, this should be like the greatest sign of all. Like, this is, if this update came out and there was no orbs or nothing still, I'd be a little bit worried. I'm not even gonna lie. I'd be like, I'm sweating bullets on that multiplayer, which I never was expecting. But it's just the people that can't play the game still and look past the orbs, like, I just, you have to have a player model to play.
Not
like,
only that, okay, but people they create things in their mind, and they suffer from, as human beings, selective hearing, okay?
Right.
And Sean Murray had said many times, not everything's going to be available at release. These are certain things that we want to do, but they won't be available right away. He even said in the actual press release, pre-release package to the press, it said in there, and I sent you a screenshot of this hidden, so you know it literally came from that page. But he says that if people like this game and they'll have them continue developing it, and the fans want to see more from the game, there's so many things that are possible in No Man's Sky they want to bring to the table. And he made 3 promises in that press release kit: base building, exocraft, multiplayer. Now we have all 3. And not only did they do multiplayer, but they could have just hit us with the orbs and just left it at that. But they explained it. Hey, this is basic multiplayer. This is kind of a stress test and an important step towards synchronous multiplayer.
Right. And
to top it off, they incorporated it into the story lore. So they didn't cheaply just add it in there. They made it part of the story. So in the meantime, we get to enjoy this great story with a multiplayer component until the real thing comes out in another update. So I'm excited for the future, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I am too.
They're not charging anything. There's no DLC price or anything. You know what? That's amazing. How do you do that? You know, everybody else, you want $50 here, $50 there, whatever. I mean,
exactly. Well, you know, when Destiny came out, Destiny was kind of a shit game at release. The initial release of it wasn't that great. So Destiny had a bunch of essentially expansions that came out with it, like 4 in total, I think, in Destiny 1, and they charged you for every single one of them. So they released a game that was not to what people's expectations of the game were, and a lot of people were disappointed with Destiny at first. And then they came out with House of Wolves, The Taken King, and so on and so on, and they kept adding these patches, adding these expansions. But you had to pay for it. So Hello Games drops a game, they do all these patches, all these major updates, and they've always been free. They've expanded the game significantly, but you haven't had to pay for those expansions. So, you know, I think that's pretty cool. Gaming Lime says, the video game design class I was going to go into, they were going to speak about procedural generation, but his class got canceled because not enough people signed up. But that's good to know that they're teaching that in game design school now, like,
yeah,
like teaching you how to do procedural generation.
But it's a shame of what he just said, that there was not enough people to sign up for it. Like, it's not, I don't know. Like, that's a bummer. Like, that would be an awesome class to just sit there, and it would be an awesome thing to sit there and bring this game up, because you could talk about this game for hours in that class. Like, it would be, like, you'd pass that class with this game. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. And Gaming Lime says his friend who left the game, when he told him that multiplayer came back, he said he didn't care what we looked like in the game. So for his friend, it was just about being able to play with your friends. And we can do that now. So, you know, that was a big step for a lot of people and brought a lot of people back. So good point, Gaming Lime, on that one for sure.
Yeah, the way I found out about the whole, like, comms thing, like, about being in the proximity on talking, there was a player that had been to my base prior to Atlas Rises. His name is Easy G. He was on Andoria, because right when the update dropped, I was very close to Andoria, so I, like, went there. And as I'm as I'm on Andoria, this dude out of nowhere is like, hello? And I'm like, dude, well, like, out of nowhere, dude. It was crazy. Then we find out that we're on the same planet, and now we're talking to each other without being in a party chat. It was so confusing at first, but then awesome, because he was like, wait a minute, dude, I've been to your base. And I was like, dude, I've seen your combo. I was like, this is nuts. It was wild, dude. It was the craziest thing. And that alone is just like, I will never forget that in No Man's Sky. And that was like, prior to that, like, you would never experience that, you know what I mean?
Yep. And just real quick for anybody watching or that ends up watching afterwards, because some people like to watch the streams, you know, they're not able to catch it live, they watch it afterwards.
Right.
We always do an open chat every time we stream. So basically, I'm just going to break away for a second and say, if you're playing No Man's Sky on PlayStation 4, you know, go to your friend list deal there and search for Panda Poopy 1 and Hidden Jew Agenda. Add us both. You know, on PlayStation, and if you want to get in the chat, if you have an opinion you want to express, or you just want to just, you know, talk about the game, anything, go ahead and add us on there, join in the chat, and we can converse about some cool No Man's Sky shit. So just wanted to drop that as well. So are you still trying to find that glyph hidden?
Yeah, dude, I'm not having any luck today.
I've only found one because I suck.
It takes some time to find, man. It's not something that's it's very easy. And I've heard you could just go in caves and like look for them in caves, but
they're not in caves. There's never
Oh,
been
no?
one in a cave. No. They're not
Oh
in
wow.
caves.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I haven't been doing that.
No.
Hang on one second if you don't mind. Hello? Yo. Alright. Are you coming by at all? Alright. Oh, he's in his room sleeping right now. I think Steven's waking him up. Steven's waking him up. But I'll have him get home. I'd like to. I don't know, I'd like to. Alright. We'll figure it out. Alright, well, we'll figure it out. Yeah. Alright.
My favorite piece of music in No Man's Sky gaming line is Asimov. That's my favorite track from 65 Days of Static. That and Supermoon.
Okay, I am back.
You son of a bitch.
Sorry, I had a phone call.
I was watching, was it Gaming Mike? Or Mac for a Day? I can't remember. I was watching someone stream, and they had to go to the bathroom, and you could hear them peeing.
Oh,
and then
no.
someone like rang the doorbell, and they went and answered the door, and like they were gone for like 40 minutes. And like they came back, and there was like 200 people still watching.
Oh, wow.
I was like, fucking dedication, dude.
Wow.
They had to be Mac then. I don't think Gaming Mike has that many followers. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it was Mac maybe, because there was like 200 people watching the stream.
Yeah.
Empty benches. Do you know a No Man's Sky by the name of Data 1B4?
No.
Oh,
No.
I was curious.
I don't recognize it anyway. Yeah.
Oh.
So while you were away, Hidden, Gaming Lime said, what is your favorite piece of music in No Man's Sky? I told him Asimov and Supermoon were my favorites from the 65 Days of Static soundtrack. What's yours, man? What song do you like?
Does it have to be No Man's Sky, like, in the game, or just songs that I listen to while playing No Man's Sky?
Well, let's play that game, dude. Songs you listen to while playing.
A song called Typo by Head Trauma. That's pretty good. That's a good one to play the game too. Really, I just put on Spotify and I'll just let music happen. What I used to do, honestly, is I used to land on planets and whatever song was going on, I would like name the planet after the band and or a song. And I was trying to leave like this music trail behind of different artists that I listen to, but I kind of gave up on that a long time ago.
You know, I haven't actually like listened to any external music while playing No Man's Sky, but like, you ever played a game called EA Skate?
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
So with whatever music like you had downloaded to your PlayStation or whatever, you could create like your own custom like radio station to listen to like while you're playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to like play that game and like listen to like a lot of punk and like early 2000s pop punk and stuff.
Right.
So I may actually try to do that and actually play No Man's Sky with like more kind of like this particular game. I'd probably listen to like really ethereal, atmospheric music, like instrumentals.
Mm-hmm.
But
I guess for me, with my favorite 65 Days of Static song is the one that they had. It was like, I guess it's like the main song for it. It was like the first one when the real band was playing at that demo at the E3 showing of No Man's Sky. That first song, I don't know what it's called, but it's like their main song. It was in like a lot of their old trailers. I love that song. Whatever it's called, I love that song.
I think I know the one that you're talking about.
It's like if that helps. I don't know if that helps or not, but
It didn't help me with anything.
Right.
I learned nothing.
okay.
I'm joking. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Man, I cannot find a trading post to save my life. Oh, dude, for real? I spoke that into existence. Straight up. Watch my screen.
Bro, that's crazy. It's the secret, dude. It's the law of attraction.
Now, that's what's gonna piss me off. There's no traveler here. Oh, fuck. Oh, that really grinds my gears.
Did you ask for help on the trading stations up there? Ask for directions or anything?
No, because normally
Gaming
at
Line
these...
says, oh, go for it.
Normally, at the trading post, I always find travelers there, and I can ask them, you know, give them the 100 nanites, and they'll show me where a grave's at. But this particular one doesn't have any traveler at it, so it's kind of a bummer.
But I mean the trade stations out in space. Do you ask for help up there?
I don't really see travelers up there. I kind of gave up on...
No, I know you don't, but ask for help from whoever's up there. Ask for directions, and they'll send you usually to at least one trading post.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, and then one manufacturing. You get 3 questions they'll answer, and then they'll quit. They won't, because then they'll run into each other. But yeah, usually you'll get one trading post, one manufacturing, and maybe, you know, every once in a while you get a transmission tower. But I found them in transmission towers and trading posts. So.
And who do I ask for directions?
Whoever's up there. It doesn't matter. Whatever system you're in, they're in all the systems. So.
I'm totally about to go check that out right now.
It's Viking, you know, it doesn't matter.
Gaming Lime says, have you seen the new experimental, anything for the new experimental patch from No Man's Sky, the patch notes. And to answer the question, Gaming Line, yes, I have. We talked about it in yesterday's stream briefly throughout the video, but they're adding. Actually, we got benches on the conversation here, and he actually knows more about it than I do. He talked at great length about it with just Jared, but I know some of the things that are coming, like with when you select inventory, like how you can transfer inventory between different craft now and stuff like that they're going to be adding in 1.36. What kind of big key features have you heard that they're adding benches?
Well, the one big thing was when you go to get a new blueprint, they're not going to keep giving you the same stupid carrot sheet over and over and over and over. You're going to get a new blueprint, which is a lot, because if you go to enough manufacturing plants, you want something different when you go to it. It's a little old.
Yes.
New recipes are always nice, so yeah.
Anything like mechanical that they're adding that you know of, like with regard to how the game operates?
There's going to be some more, I think some more graphical things that it's going to enhance. I know the weather is going to change. Low atmosphere is going to change. There's quite a few new things. Yeah, there's going to be quite a few, really. All good, so.
Yeah, these patches, they've not been small. Every one of them has added probably 5 different features, and a bunch of fixes. Every one of them.
Sure enough, dude. Right.
They're fixing some of the bugs too with the travelers. And then the Atlas stations are going to fix that bug too.
Gaming Line says that they're now allowing you to upload all your discoveries in one blow.
Yeah, yep, all of them. Yeah, that was something. Yeah, Jared was saying too. That's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that prevents that woman from affirming what I'm doing.
So true. Oh shit.
Then I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I have a freighter warp reactor signal sitting right here.
Oh, it's not the actual regular blueprint, but I would buy that technology anyway.
What do you mean by that? Oh, you're right. Because this is a Sigma. Yeah.
Right, but I would still buy it. Because when you get the actual blueprint, then you'll immediately have some type of warp bonus.
So true. Man. Ooh. Do I have...
Anybody, seriously. Benches, Gaming Line, anybody. Is there anyone who has just found freighter warp blueprint? Like, I don't want to have to trade my freighter that I love so much for one that has a warp reactor, if I can just add that technology later. Does anybody know if that's possible?
To just find one?
To just find a blueprint to build a warp reactor in your freighter.
On Crash Freighters, I found one, but I think it was only Sigma?
So not the actual core blueprint?
No, it wasn't the original, yeah.
Hidden, my game doesn't do that.
Doesn't do
So
what?
you know how when you get that hostile thing that pops in, and your guy looks down to the left and you can see him?
Right.
In my game, you don't see him at all. You just see the edge of his shoulder.
Interesting. Oh, I'm gonna lose this battle. Yep. I'm gonna lose this battle.
What I'd like you to do whenever you're done is go to the options. I want to see what your field of view settings are, because I don't know if my field of view settings are what's causing that or not.
Shit.
Repair your shields, dude.
I don't think I have enough. I have a little bit. This is all I got. No.
Did you get shot down?
Yeah. Now everyone's gonna know how many times I've died. I don't care.
That's not bad. 65
No,
times?
yeah, I guess not.
I love the space battles, man. It's my favorite
Man,
thing.
they're so much more challenging now, dude. Straight up.
The way that I hold the controller, I only use my index finger on each hand to control my shoulder buttons. But with the new dynamics with how the ship like maneuvers and stuff, and like where your weapons and things are at,
Right.
I actually your roll and all that. I actually hold it now with my index and middle fingers on both hands, permanently on the L1, L2, R1, R2 buttons, so that I can like brake and speed up while rolling, and turning and shooting, so that I can. Because these enemies have gotten a lot harder. These pirates.
Yeah.
They're like a lot harder to, and they maneuver so well. So I've had to actually change the way I hold the controller and play the game, so that I don't get killed as often. So now, you know, if you watch me in combat, like play the game, you'll get motion sickness, because I'm rotating, braking, and accelerating so often, just to avoid from being hit.
Oh yeah, you wanted me to go to options real quick, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to see your field of view.
General options.
Oh, Gaming Lime over here bragging. He said he's only died 7 times.
7.
Wow.
Holy crap. It looks like mine's at 75.
I'm gonna change mine back to 75 and see if that fixes it. I had my
What's
field of
yours
view
at?
maxed all the way out.
Really?
100. Put it on 100 and see if you like it like that.
I'm gonna do it just for my flight. I feel like I'm riding in a Pinto, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a little weird.
Okay, I'm gonna change mine back to 75. I'm almost convinced now. That's why I can't see the hologram when they pop up on the left. Is because my field of view is all the way wide. It looks like it eliminates part of your cockpit or something.
I wonder if I went to 60, what that would look like.
You just go as low as it'll go. That's gonna look weird as hell.
Yeah, I feel like I'm more so in a Pinto in that one than I was the other one.
Yeah, it looks squished.
75 is the sweet spot.
Yep.
Yep.
Solves that. It's heading to a moon. Where did the fucking moon go?
I believe in science.
Son of a bitch. I literally was on my way to a moon, and now I can't find the moon.
I still want to know why Miriam is in the game. Still figure that out.
Who?
Miriam. The element.
Oh.
Miriam.
Oh,
It's not in the game anymore?
No, it still is. It just has no purpose. It's the hardest thing in the game to mine. I know it's Sean's wife's name, but I'm just trying to figure out why it's still here. Why you can't build anything with it. Every other element you can build something with out of the game. It has purpose. This element has no purpose.
Yeah, that's actually a valid point. I never really thought about it. There are some things that I've never had to use that I just put in special bins just in case. And Murray might be one of those things. Maybe it gets used for something at some point, but it's just not been incorporated in the game yet. Like I have Herox, never needed it for anything. I have Murray, never needed it for anything. So I just haven't found a reason for it yet.
You can create Herox though. That's not a natural element. You know what I mean? It's not. You can combine two things to make Herox.
Did not know that.
Yeah, you can get the blueprint for it.
Gaming Lime says, I just grind on getting blueprints and applying them to me and my fighter ship. Yeah, man. Everybody's got a different way of playing. For like 6 months, Gaming Lime, I didn't even leave the system I was in. I was all just doing freighter base building and base building on my home planet, and just mining hella resources, man. And got a lot of upgrades and found S-class multi-tools, and you know, all of my ships now are all A-class. So I've got a shuttle, I've got 2 shuttles, a fighter, a hauler, and an explorer, and then I need 1 exotic, and to complete my collection. And I've got basically everything for the most part decked out, you know, as good as it can get, you know, without being S-class. So yeah, I definitely play more grindy, although I like to do like dogfighting. I love space battling. And if they ever allow that in multiplayer, I will become a pirate overnight.
One thing they are going to do, they're going to penalize people for fighting civilian ships, so they are going to do that.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about that.
Yeah. I don't think that's
Unless it involves in space battles that I accidentally hit a friendly, then I hate that.
Well, they gave you a targeting computer, so you know now they have to penalize you for not using it, which I agree with. The only reason that you're shooting down a civilian ship is either you're an asshole, or you want, or you want to.
Yeah, you're trying to. Yeah. There's a lot of people that sit outside of, you know, the trading stations up there, pick people off, and then take all their supplies, and I think, you know, Sean says that's enough for that.
Well, and might as well train it out now before, you know, multiplayer becomes fully fleshed out. Yeah. Gaming Lime says he uses Marine for trading.
Yeah, it's very valuable.
How much is it worth? Dope picture.
It's worth more than Emerald, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it costs you more resources to mine it. I'd just as well mine Emerald.
Yeah.
That's a very cool shot, dude.
Yeah.
Gaming Lime says, imagine being able to attack other players' ships, and when you do that person gets an alert and they can use a defense chip to call Sentinel reinforcements to defend their freighter against you. Also, you could call in pirates to help you out somehow. The pirates, well, you can't really call in pirates, but you can use a defense ship to call in NPCs to help you out. I think your ability to defend yourself with NPCs should be determined upon your standing with a particular race and you know, in that system. So if you're in a GEC system and your standing with the GEC is really low and your freighter gets attacked, then if you've got a defense chip, cool, call the Sentinel forces or whatever, or you know, that don't expect the GEC to help you out naturally.
Which makes sense.
They just as well see. Exactly. But I'd love some type of component where you can get hired in the game, right? Like, for example, I've got a pretty sweet-ass fighter. It's an A-class, you know, but it's decked out with some powerful weapons and good shields. So, you know, I would love that if somebody offered me, let's say, 200,000 units to take out a specific thing.
Yeah.
You know, I would do that.
Bodyguards,
So,
man. Bodyguard. I have bodyguard.
Ooh, actually,
yeah.
that actually could be a thing.
Well, think
Totally.
about it. So you
Totally
already have a special counter that you got your mission board, right? You go to that counter and you talk to that
Right.
guy, and you
Right.
can get missions. Well, what if you can add missions? So now, what if you go to that mission board and you put in a request for something, you know, and another player can help you do that? You know, what if it's like I need a specific, like let's say, I need 100 Omegan so that I can make a Theta, you know, for something. But I can't find Omegon anywhere, and I can't buy it from any trading outpost that I've encountered. So let me put a mission board up that says, I will give you 500,000 units if you give me 100 Omegons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or something like that.
Yeah.
So, like a community board.
And trade ships too, sell ships, whatever. You know, I got an extra money. Get rid of them. I mean,
Panda and I was just actually talking about that yesterday.
yeah.
Exactly.
I got a couple I can get rid of. Really. I mean,
Gaming Lime says it's a bit out there, but Hello Games has surprised this time and time again. Yes, you are right about that. They definitely have surprised this time and time again.
Well, it's kind of like the game has been developed so much now that we could almost look at it and see what they're going to do with it now. Like, it almost makes sense of what you talk about, you know what I mean, as opposed to what it used to. So, yeah. Y'all still there?
Yeah, I had to mute my headset for a second. I still do.
Uh-oh. Fucking hell. I'm telling you, those things are the stupidest fucking thing. Where the hell did the canisters go?
can't find your grave?
No, it's not a grave. It's a, there was a knowledge stone up here, but I turned around to shoot that whipping plant, and then now everything's like gone. I swear it was up here. That's crazy as hell. Oh well.
It doesn't show up when you scan either, huh?
No.
Wow.
It was like right over here, because that's where I took out that whipping plant, and then I turned over and that stone is gone. Maybe I shot it. I don't know why if I shot it, it would go away.
They do. If you do hit them, they will.
Oh, then that's totally what happened. I just didn't realize it.
Especially with a grenade, they disappear. Did you hit with a grenade?
Oh. Oh yeah, it was definitely a grenade. A whipping plant hit me, so I turned around and grenaded it, and then everything else was gone. But I found a shelter, so let's hopefully I can find a traveler there.
That seems to be a bug too. If you have it on your laser, when you switch to your grenade and then switch back to your laser, when you go to use your laser, it thinks it's still on grenade and it will just shoot one for no reason, you know?
Yeah, so it's happened to me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're refilling all that, yeah.
Yeah, I go to mine something and then it just disappears because I blew it all up.
You know?
Yeah.
So
that was a waste.
And you weren't trying to, because, yeah.
No. No.
Yeah, I was hoping that they would fix that at some point, but it doesn't look like they did. Oh, there we go.
Maybe they will this time. It seems like they listen to what we say, you know, they really do. On Reddit and on Steam and everything. They pay attention.
Oh, yeah. Because I think it's one of the first things they even said is that they're listening, that, you know.
Yeah.
And I believe them. Traveler? No, come on. Open trade vault, open storage vault, ask for help. Should I ask for help?
Yep, ask for help.
Okay.
And then ask for directions. After you get a word. Usually,
Ask for directions?
Yep.
Yep. Ooh, no joke right there, sure enough. Hell yeah. Dude, I knew nothing about that. That really helps. That's crazy. Where is it?
That'll a lot more travelers by doing
Right.
that really well. And like I said, you get up to 3 questions you can ask on a trading station or wherever you're at. I mean, you go to a planet and ask, you know, on your trading post, ask them.
Right. Seeing a traveler yet? Oh, I think it's already took me to the one I was at earlier. That's funny. I think. Maybe not. Do you know if it's possible to have more than one trading post on one planet? Have you ever seen that?
Oh, I've had 5, 6 of them on a planet. Heck yeah. Some of them really close to each other too. I mean, bang, 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 just right in a row. Yeah.
You wouldn't by any chance happen to have the comments pulled up, would you, by any chance?
Comments?
Yeah, that gaming line's leaving.
Are you on PlayStation Live?
I'm on YouTube. It's alright if you don't. I can pull them up from here.
Just give me a minute, I will find it. Daniel's playing, Dribble's playing. There's quite a few people playing.
My God, there's like no travelers anywhere. Crazy. Oh well, keep going. Oh shit, so after you ask for help for so many, like they won't, or do I have to request for dialect help?
Well, you can only ask, I mean, you can ask the same person, but I think though, you want to ask different people for different directions, so.
Right. Well, I'm at a new trading station, but this person specifically won't let me, it won't, it's not the same options as last time. Let's see what this does. Fine, whatever, I'll talk to somebody else.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, this trading station's not giving me the options like the other ones.
Well, you ask for dialect sometimes, and then after you ask for
dialect will help,
dialect,
or okay.
And then after that question, you'll get the ask for directions question.
I gotcha. The other dialect one I chose gave me a word instead.
Right.
There we go.
But after that option, you go back and ask them again, and then they'll have the ask for help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Let's see what he gives me now. Yep. Transmission tower?
Yeah. I mean, they've actually, from there, they've sent me to one of the ships, Class S before. I think it's their ship they send me to, but...
Interesting.
I found one and marked it with Tomball, and then McReaper and Pimpin were both on. They came through the system I was on, and I sent a Tomball out for them so they could find it. Because it kept reappearing, the same ship over and over.
Right.
Yeah, the same Class F kept reappearing, so...
Transmission tower, that's that little beacon that's standing, yeah? That's like a little waypoint,
yeah,
kind of,
well,
and it finds
like
advanced shelters.
Big antenna.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. It'll lead you to a crash ship, or a crash flight, or either one, but there might be somebody inside, though.
Normally they lead me to advanced shelters. Or is this the manufacturer? Let's see what it is. Whoa! No way. I'm gonna have to get this gun, no, like regardless. Yeah, I'm sold.
Good gun.
I've never seen it before.
Alien?
Nah, I wouldn't say it's alien. It's like more robotic.
Oh.
I'm probably gonna get it, man, cause yeah.
Next to the alien, experimental guns are by far the best. I mean,
I hate to get rid of my S class like that, but it wasn't even a good S class. This thing is super sick. It reminds me like a hairdryer.
yeah.
Don't get rid of your S class, bro.
Oh, dude, too late. I totally did.
Oh.
It was a crappy ass class though.
Reload your last save, dude. There's
No way.
but you got 24 slots. I mean, you do what you do, man. I guess I wouldn't have traded it.
Check out this hair dryer, dude. You ever seen this gun before? Trying to see what... Yeah, see shielding shards. It's funny.
Ah, just look at that. I walked in here. There's a traveler. Oh, looks like the robot one too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Transmissions. There we go. Panda, are you still in here? Ooh, I've got a grave. I gotta grab that before I leave. Where'd it go? Training post. Where'd that grave go? There it is. Yeah, I'm probably gonna grab this grave, and then I'm gonna probably end the stream here for today. I might be back on tonight.
So you found a traveler?
Oh no, the grave that I died when I lost that space battle.
Your grave,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Not a glyph grave yet, no. I want to say I'm on 5. Let me double check that real quick, because I am curious. Yeah, I'm on 5 right now.
I'm sure you'll find more now, though. You just keep asking for directions, you know.
Right. I didn't know about that option. The only way I've been doing it, like I said, is either luckily coming across a traveler or finding those advanced shelters or a trading post, you know, old school style. But yeah, that definitely helps.
Hidden.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, I just want to update from the chat. So basically it says, when do you think the next update will come? So that's a good question. When do you think the next update will come?
I could see close to Christmas maybe is when it would
that's
drop.
what I think too.
Maybe
November,
October-ish is when we'll start to see it kick off with the new ARG, because I believe an ARG is coming way before any kind of content or anything. That ARG
Well,
was
we've only
way
got
too
9 of
successful.
16 tapes, right? Or 8 of 16 tapes, so...
Very true, very true. So as soon as you start hearing about cassette tapes being back out, get excited.
Well, and see, what's crazy is that the original set of cassette tapes talked about portals, right?
Right.
So the next set of cassette
Ooh.
tapes is going to talk about another big feature in the game that's going to be there, so... that's pretty
Good
dope.
call, yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Probably October, November, we'll start seeing some ARG stuff happen, and then December, we'll likely get an update. So I agree there.
Who was
the next
asking
one
that?
is Limey, and then the next one is random comment. But I like Nintendo. What I don't like about the company is that they don't listen to their fan base. Luckily, Hello Games does, and I would agree with you on that also.
Yeah.
I think that not only does Hello Games listen to their fans, but I think that they spend a lot of inordinate time compared to other companies looking at social media, looking at Twitter, looking at YouTube, looking at the subreddits and things like that. because they're looking at what people feel about their game, what their expectations were, what problems there are, and what features and things that people want to see moving forward. And a lot of that has been getting incorporated into these updates over the last year. So a lot of things that people wanted have actually come to fruition. Very few companies, listen to their customer base like that, or make an attempt to listen. They usually have a customer service department or something like that it's all inbound stuff, but they're making an effort to reach out and find out what it is that people want out of this, and then they work very hard to give us that. So, and I hope that that's a model for other companies moving forward, other game developers, especially indie game developers.
Yeah.
Because say what you want to say about PlayStation and Xbox and these big corporations, but they've actually kind of paved the way for a lot of these indie developers.
Yeah.
By allowing them to be able to publish content on their platforms. It gives them a competitive edge against PC, and it helps the little guy out, and that's how Hello Games was born, essentially, and how No Man's Sky was born. And there's a lot of really great indie titles out there, and I want those companies to see that, by reaching out to the fans and listening to what they have to say, that you're going to be able to make a lot of people happy and put out some really cool shit.
Right.
So, that's my spiel on that.
I don't know, but this next update is really gonna change this game. It's really gonna bring it together.
Yeah, I mean, for people that see this that didn't get this game last year December, you don't know anything.
Nor do you deserve the game.
Or, like, I mean, shit, man. Dude, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's a totally different game. It's not even the same.
No.
It's so funny, dude. I know this person and plays games a lot, and he actually told me about No Man's Sky. He told me about this game coming out, and it only whenever it was in a Game Informer, like an article about it. And game comes out, he played for 2 days, gave up, hasn't touched it since. I talked to him just the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, man, what you been playing?" I was like, "Oh, still playing No Man's Sky." And he was like, "Wait a minute, people are still playing that?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "There's no fucking way." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, it's got like some nasty ass updates and multiplayer and all this." And he was like, "Oh no." He was like, "No." I'm just thinking like, "No, like, what do you mean? Like, no, like, check it out." But he's so far gone. Like, there's no telling him to play it and actually check it out. So it's just crazy how some people have like literally forgot about this game and are like, "Whoa, people are still playing." Like, yeah, dude.
Well, you had two different types of people that tried to get involved with the game originally, right? That tried to get the game. You had the person that was like me and you, where we heard, "Oh, you can fly to a planet, land on it, explore on it, get up, leave the planet, then go to another one, and you can do that 18 quintillion times."
Yeah,
After I heard that, I went deaf. I was like, that's all I needed to hear.
Sold.
Cool. I don't care about anything. Exactly. So we were looking for an experience. We were looking for a space exploration experience. We got that. So we were always happy. But there was a lot of people who were looking for a game. And that's a key identifier, because what came out originally last year was not a game.
No, it was go to a different planet, get out, shoot some rocks, get back in your vehicle, find some cool shit that was scattered everywhere, and that was it. You were making money for nothing. No freighter, no nothing. Just shooting rocks.
It was a sci-fi fantasy sim. Essentially is what it boiled down to.
Yeah.
A walking sim or whatever. And that's what it was. And the people that were expecting a game that didn't get a game, they're the ones who left the game. And now we have a game and a really fleshed out exploration experience. So there's lore for people that want it. There's missions for people that want that are procedurally generated. There's tighter controls There's increased difficulty, multiple game modes. I mean, you name it. They've done everything possible to not only make this an experience for people who just are looking for an experience only, but then they also made it a game. Like, if you just want to, like, fly around and just build bases and, like, do shit like that, then, like, you got creative mode. If you want a challenge, you've got survival mode. If you want to see how quickly you can get to the center on one generation, you've got permadeath. You know, there's different modes for every kind of player. So, it's a totally different game.
Hang on, I'm getting a phone call. One second.
Yeah, and every one of them's different. Yes.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's kind of catered toward everybody now, not just, you know, the original fanboys that really dug the initial experience. It's accessible to new players. It's accessible for players wanting to come back, and it doesn't take away anything from people who already love the game. And in fact, we probably like it a whole lot more now than we ever did.
Yeah.
So,
even though they really didn't need to do anything, we would have still loved it. It's just, yeah, now that, you know, it's better, but.
Yeah, I would have kept playing. Nothing would have changed. You know, I play this more than any other game in my arsenal, and by a lot. It's almost taken away whatever reason I needed to have for like I have a GameFly membership because I'm always like trying out new games and not necessarily wanting to be committed either way.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a waste of money at this point because this is all I really play now. I don't play much of anything else. Yes, Gaming Line, Panda has come back. This is he. It is the Panda.
I'm looking for what Bethesda's bringing out. They're kind of keeping it a secret, but I'm hearing a lot of really good rumors.
Are they the ones that did Skyrim?
Well, they're the ones in Skyrim. Yeah, all that whole series. I mean, and I love the way they develop games, and they you know, they've been sitting on something for a while.
So they've probably got something big coming, huh? Probably.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Yeah, there was a leak that was going to be before Christmas. New game, a whole new IP, and then they kind of backed off of it. I don't think they wanted people to know.
He keeps getting phone calls. Hidden, you back? What the fuck is that?
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream right here. I got some stuff to do right now. I'll probably be back on tonight. Panda, if you want to stream again tonight.
Yeah, I'll probably end up streaming again tonight. So.
Okay, cool.
How many glyphs you end up finding on this stream?
None at all.
So
Not one.
pretty good day then.
Yeah, very great day.
Hey, you said on the hunt for glyphs, and you were hunting.
I was hunting.
You didn't find any.
Right, and that is a lesson to learn of the game, is that you might set out to do something. That doesn't mean you're going to do it.
Well, I guess I'll jump off then as well. Gaming Line, thanks for jumping in the chat and being gangster as fuck. Empty
also,
benches.
yeah, thank you, Empty Benches.
Yeah.
Big up.
Good day, man.
Yeah, it's been
You
a while
too,
since
man.
we talked to you,
Appreciate it.
so.
And anybody else that ends up watching this at any other point, seriously, add myself and Hidden Jew Agenda, Panda Poopy 1, Hidden Jew Agenda, the PlayStation Network. And anytime, it's always an open chat. Whenever we start streaming, it's an open chat. You can jump in, be part of the conversation, talk about No Man's Sky, let's speculate, put that tinfoil on.
Yep.
And always a pleasure, guys.
So, yep. Thank you again
All right,
for
man.
everything. All right, guys. I will see you again in the cosmos. Later.